Narrowed down my choices on a duffel bag in preparation for our upcoming adventure with the dual sports. And got the Wolfman 50-liter dry bag. And then I have next to it the FirstGear, and that was the 40-liter. Let's go ahead and check it out and compare the differences. First thing that we can tell right off the bat and was excited for was the Wolfman to the left is much taller since it has 10 liters more than the FirstGear on the right. In this FirstGear bag, it's really tight. It's like you can even see here where the seams happen that it's just like the duffel, so you have that circular area, and then it gets a little stuffy, I guess maybe the right word. Whereas over on this bag with the Wolfman, it kind of goes straight up. So you can really stuff this bag, I think, a lot better. So the Wolfman bag includes 2 buckle straps, and then they give you a spare, and then you have a shoulder strap with it. The FirstGear, that one of course comes with the shoulder strap, which is actually a little bit nicer. Then you have 4 straps. Other things that I've noticed is on the Wolfman, you can see that the stitching seems to be a lot better, and the placement of it being here on the bottom side versus over on the FirstGear, we've got these tiny little stitching straps, and these D-links are a lot smaller. The other thing I think I'm going to like about the Wolfman is when I'm looking for stuff in my dry bag is that this is yellow. I'll be able to see pretty much everything in there unless I have something that's yellow. The FirstGear, it's going to be black, so if I have black items in there, which is very common, then it may be a little bit more difficult to find things. This is the FirstGear. The quality doesn't feel too bad. It feels a little cheaper, to be realistic, but you know, for 50 bucks, what do you expect? I mean, it's got to be better than throwing on like a duffel bag that you would take to the gym or go through the airport, because sticks and brush and things like that are going to really like hit this. I plan on maybe putting it going this way on the bike, or potentially going sideways with it, and then I still have like space on my rear rack depending on how I'm gonna pack this. By the way, this is a Tusk cargo rack. I highly suggest it if you're gonna be carrying any kind of luggage or wanna be able to strap things down. It's super nice. It goes right into your subframe, so it's rock solid. Really, really suggest doing this because I've been riding just straight dirt bike, no overnights, no luggage, and just to be able to carry stuff is pretty sweet. Let's hook this up and see what it looks like. All right, got the bag on. As I was putting on, I was kind of thinking to myself, this is gonna be kind of a pain in the butt to like on and off this bag all the time. So when we get to campsite, you know, it means basically having to undo all the straps. And I can already see that one of the threads is already kind of just pulled a little bit, like straining. For my use, I'm just not 100% sold. We're gonna install the Wolfman and see how well this fits on. Okay, got the bag on the back of the bike. I do like just how it attaches, that it's not putting a lot of stress on these D-links and, you know, pulling on the bag. So you would attach one end over here and then another one up in the front, and then it goes over the bag. My concern for just how I'm rigging this is that there's that wiggle. I think what I'm gonna do if I decide to keep this bag, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it, I'm sort of on the fence of maybe going to the next size down because this is pretty large, but I do need to be able to carry a lot of gear. Besides the quality, the key feature that I really like about this is that I can on and off this bag really quick. Undo these buckles. I think your toughest part is just getting these buckles through the D-links, which is really the least of my concerns. There we go. My duffel bag is ready to go, and now I can bring this into my tent or wherever I'm going. A good trick that I discovered for the times that you want to access your cargo inside this duffel bag, if you take the buckle that goes across that holds it to the bike, and then the buckle that holds the top lid down, if you actually take those on each corner and then buckle them together, it'll hold your bag on your bike pretty nicely versus times when I was trying to access the top, I actually felt like I had to take the whole duffel off. So that's a nice cool trick that I found really useful. Well, I made my final decision. I ended up going with the 42 liter Wolfman Dry Expedition waterproof bag. It just fits a lot nicer on the Yamaha WR250, especially when you use, say, like this Tusk top rack. Just mounting it sheerly to it makes a huge difference, and there's no jostling around. Little bummed have to go from the 50 liter down to the 42, but when it fits right, you know it's right. Anyway, make sure you guys keep tuning in. Got lots of stuff coming up for this summer for our long distance overnight trip. So keep tuning in.